And a happy Tuesday, everybody, the 28th day of August 2018. Dan Kuntz, Steve Hare, Cat in control. I need you to do me a favor right out of the top. Once our opening credits fired up, Steve, my little IFP pack, look.
Oh, it went dead again.
Battery's dead. Can you take, I'm going to go get some batteries.
All right.
I'll be right back. Steve's going to take care of the opening remarks.
As always, Dan is well prepared for the show, and welcome to live TV. Warts and all. But again, here we are on a Tuesday morning. Hey, Dan, it's back to school day,
embarrassing. Back to school for Cascade School District, Lake Chelan School District, and Tonasket School District. This is embarrassing. Sorry, folks.
It's okay.
Let me get this plugged in here.
If you're like me, you don't want to listen to yourself anyway, you know?
That's true. Duracell. Doing, doing.
There we go.
All right, and here I am. I can hear myself.
There he is.
All right. How you doing, bud?
That's a little loud, isn't it?
Sorry.
That's okay.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
You look good?
I mean, who can't feel good on a day like this, huh?
Yeah. We're done with the smoke, I think. Yesterday, this time, of course, we still had an air quality alert from the Department of Ecology, and they were calling the long-term forecast for all of this week and spilling a little bit into Labor Day weekend. Was still calling for a little bit of smoke and a little bit of haze. Well, they backed off of that, and we got nothing but sunshine for the most part. A couple of clouds here and there. There's a couple of weak systems that are going to come in on Wednesday and Thursday. Going to kick up the wind a little bit, Steve. That's really about it. There will be some raindrops around us, but not on us. And let's start out with this.
Possible.
June 16th was the last time we had measurable rain at Payne-Moore Memorial Airport. That's where the rain gauge is. We've had a little bit, sprinkles here, sprinkles there. It's got to be enough to measure, to actually show up on the gauge. It's been that long. June 16th was the last time we had measurable rain.
Not even a trace.
Not even a trace. It's through, well, no, we've had traces, but it has to be measurable, which is less than 1/100th of an inch, which is nothing.
Yeah, and you may, you know, we get these sporadic showers, you know, so you may get a little more than that where you're living, but in general, we've been pretty dry.
I mean, we're living in a desert climate, but every once in a while we'll have a big old system come in and give us quite a bit of rain. It's usually a summertime thing. It happens every once in a while. We've had no rain, measurable rain since June 16th, completely dry July. We're going to go through the month of August without measurable rain. It's going to spill into Labor Day weekend. We need some rain. We are behind on the norm on the rain. I went and checked that out. We're way behind.
Well, so I'm sure it'll catch up.
I hope it does.
Hopefully.
In October, because September is my favorite month. September is the best month of all, because the weather is still beautiful. It's always gorgeous for the most part.
I like the late spring and the early fall.
Do you?
I think it's the best times of the year.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You know what's coming off the trees? Apples.
Oh,
Early
yeah.
apples are coming out.
And they're coming off looking good, too.
Yep, it's the peaches are still going crazy. Cots are going crazy. I haven't picked up my pluots yet. I got to do that.
Well, it used to be an orchard across the road from us. Is now a huge
development
subdivision that's going in.
120 some odd houses?
66 lots.
Wow, that's
going in.
That's a lot.
Second phase of that subdivision over at East Wenatchee. So, hey, it's growing.
Yes, as we mentioned, Cascade, Lake Chelan, and Tonasket start today, and then pretty much everybody else starts. If they haven't started already, we'll start tomorrow, and that includes Wenatchee, Eastmont, and Moses Lake School Districts. I'll get going. Forecast details are coming up. My guest in the second half of the show, Linda Haglin, the Executive Director of the WDA, the Wenatchee Downtown Association. She comes in every once in a while, fills us in on what's happening downtown, and she'll be in for that. You got the news?
I do. In fact, top story this morning has to do with the Lighthouse Ministries and their loss of funds, and talked with Sean Arrington yesterday down there at the site of their new facility, and boy, oh boy, that's quite a loss that they're going to have to recover. That's
the last thing they need, because they've been doing this fundraising to get this, you know, they're moving ahead with their new headquarters, which is just like half a block from their old headquarters, and this is the last thing they need, is to have something like this happen.
Yeah, but we've got more details on that and how you can help them with their plans for repurposing that old warehouse on Columbia Street.
Sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays, everybody is entitled to Mike Minotti's opinion. Busy Tuesday, you ready?
I'm ready to go.
Let's do it. Courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet, meaning that you can have screaming fast internet and not have to have fiber run to your house. That is the Wenatchee Valley from the affectionately known Cross Camera. You mentioned this before we got on the air, Steve. It's a little hazier today than it was yesterday. Relative humidity is higher. It's at 68%. It's also chilly. It's 55.
Feels kind of good this morning.
I have no problems with that at all.
Fall chill in the air, maybe, huh?
But we still got a long way to go for summer, because we'll be in the mid-80s today with a little bit of a cool down over the weekend. Labor Day weekend, the forecast right now, if it holds true, and we'll have a more accurate idea of what it's going to look like for the Labor Day weekend by Wednesday, by tomorrow. It looks right now pretty good.
Okay, so here's your prediction going forward. Do you think we'll see 90 again?
We usually do. Yeah, we'll have one more hot spell.
Yeah.
I'm almost sure of that. So, not 90 today. There's a good shot of, is that Cougar Ridge or Badger there, Kat? That's
Cougar.
Badger? Oh, that's Cougar. I'm sorry. Of course, I have my battery in my IFP and I'm not paying any attention at all to Kat. Shame on me.
That's a dangerous thing.
And you look on the right-hand side there, and I'm pretty sure that would be smoke, wouldn't it, Steve?
That looks a little hazy smoke, yeah. They're towards the right, probably some residue coming down out of the Cougar fire.
Omi Garden, this is a great time to visit Omi Gardens, too.
Yeah.
It really is. They do such a great, and of course, they got that new general manager up there who's taking care of things.
Still having the concert?
Nope,
series,
that's
right?
done.
Over now?
The concert series is wrapped up for the year. This is really a shoulder week with school starting, sports starting. We start thinking about autumn and all those things, although I'm still holding on to summer. Camber 3. Let's do a slow dissolve and say hello to, that's the Manson Water Tower. Yes, I got one right.
Beautiful Lake Chelan.
A few high clouds up there at the lake. Let's have a good weekend for our friends up at Lake Chelan.
Yeah, well, they're always happy when they can see the clouds.
And yeah, they're always happy when
sure
they can see the
beats the
lake.
smoke, yeah.
So they could use a nice weekend up there. You know, the indoor, the brick and mortar indoor stores did okay during the smoke, as we reported, because it drove people indoors. But the outdoor recreation folks, they took it pretty good during that smoky period.
I'm sure that the wine grape growers would like to see a little more sunshine out there.
Camera, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 says Lake Wenatchee. Hello. To beautiful Lake Wenatchee, gorgeous area up there.
Gosh,
the white camp would be on the left. Camp's in Nicolachi. You can't see it. It's tucked around that little bend out there. Would be to the right. Fish Lake is out there. Now that's as close as we have right now to the Cougar Creek fire, and you can see it's a tad hazy there.
And if there weren't a band right now, you can almost smell the campfires, huh?
Oh yeah. So that's our tour from around North Central Washington with our super duper high definition cameras. And it's 7.5 minutes after the hour from Studio 49 in downtown Wenatchee. Here's your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Sunny and warmer today. 86 our high. We hit 79 on Monday. Looking pretty good. It's going to be dry all week long. Couple of weak systems are going to come by, Steve, but they're going to kind of go over the top of us and spill down around into the Idaho Panhandle and far western Montana. So there is no real rain in the forecast. No wind at all. Clear tonight, 61 for the overnight low. Not going to be as chilly as it is now because it's going to be warmer during the day. One weak system coming in Wednesday. Lots of sunshine, but a little on the breezy side. A light west wind Wednesday morning picks up to 11 to 16 miles per hour. Later on in the afternoon, winds could gust as high as 26 on Wednesday and spilling into Wednesday night. Then that system exits. Thursday, a lot cooler, 78, 78 Friday, 80 on Saturday. Sunday, Labor Day, 80. Lots of sunshine, clear skies, overnight lows, upper 50s to lower 60s. No rain, and outside of the wind that we're expecting Wednesday into Wednesday night and a little bit into Thursday, that's it. That's about as good as you. I got no complaints there.
Yeah.
And no smoke and no
Beautiful.
haze. So that's, I can live with that.
You betcha.
The golf course beckons. It is 8 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. What's happening around North Central Washington? The news comes your way in 1 minute with Steve here, so go grab your coffee and come back and join us, and we'll fill you ahead for the information you need to start your day. And the news, as always, brought to you by our friends at Cascade Medical. Trained with a physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Chamberlain here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And good morning and welcome back to the program for this August 28th Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Here's what's happening around north central Washington in the news. First of all, officials at the Lighthouse Christian Ministries in Wenatchee are still reeling from the recent theft of thousands of dollars in charitable donations. The theft was reported last week from the old warehouse on Columbia Street. And that's where the group is now repurposing that building for their new chapel, soup kitchen, and healthcare clinic.
Somewhere between 2,000 and maybe or 3,000 minimum up to 20,000. We aren't really able to know the full amount until we've talked to each person. We do know that there was a stack of mail, about 20 or 30 envelopes that was taken. Somebody had broken in, drove a car or a larger vehicle through the steel garage door and went directly to the box. And we know they had tried to cut it with bolt cutters to get the lock off, but they ended up not being able to get it in that way, so they smashed it into bits and took the donations for about a week's worth of funding campaign and then left with it. That was the morning of the 13th on August.
Again, Lighthouse pastor and general manager Sean Arrington spoke with us yesterday from the scene of that theft. He said it really eats into their already sparse budget.
We were in the middle of a funding campaign, which meant that every dollar donated was being matched by other people that were willing to donate as we gathered those funds. So for example, the $1,000 check that was donated was going to be $2,000 towards the project. We were raising our last $30,000 out of the $200,000 that we needed to finish this project to have everything go according to schedule. So without those funds in there, then obviously that affects our construction schedule. And with it being at the most ideal stage, we were hoping to open by November.
And again, the organization is reaching out to the community now for help in replacing and restoring those lost funds. For more information, you can contact the Lighthouse Christian Ministries through their website, or you can mail your donation to them directly at address 410 South Columbia Street in Wenatchee. And the hope is to open their new headquarters by Thanksgiving. Elsewhere today, traffic flows are back to normal along Miller Street in Wenatchee, where construction work was completed last week in the vicinity of the Wenatchee High School. Crews have been working since April on improvements to Miller Street and Red Apple Road. City of Wenatchee constructed new curbs, sidewalks, water main, lighting, and pavement improvements on Red Apple Road between Miller Street and Okanagan Avenue. A mini roundabout was also constructed at the intersection of Red Apple Road and Miller Street. That project will also upgrade pedestrian and bicycle facilities along a route that serves Central Washington Hospital, Lincoln Elementary, and Wenatchee High School. That work completed just in time for the start of the school year in the Wenatchee School District, which is tomorrow. Also, it's out with the old and in with the new as students returning to brand new classrooms at Cascade High School in Leavenworth today. A new high school awaits, featuring a new athletic wing that'll connect the academic wing with existing gymnasium, a new theater, which will also provide retractable seating for an audience of up to 500 people, new administrative offices, and a library. Phase 2 of the project, by the way, will be completed in January of next year. Meanwhile, the United States and Mexico have agreed to a new North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. That's now putting pressure on Canada to agree to new terms, part of a revised trade pact between the three countries. Congressman Dan Newhouse says Monday's announcement by President Trump is encouraging news for U.S. ag producers and exporters who rely on access to those markets. He added that the movement towards zero tariffs on agricultural products and increasing transparency to reduce trade-distorting policies will strengthen the economic relationship with Mexico. Officials said they hope Canada will also agree to the terms by Friday, when the White House plans to formally notify Congress that President Trump will sign the new NAFTA deal in 90 days. Of course, Congress has to approve any future deal there. State Senator Brad Hawkins has announced the times and locations for his 12th District Listening Tour in mid-September. Similar to his tour last fall, Hawkins will visit all 4 counties in the legislative district with his legislative staff. His tour this year will include some of the same stops as last year, such as Leavenworth, Wenatchee, Chelan, along with a mix of new locations, including Chelan, Cashmere, Coulee City, Soap Lake, Waterville, Bridgeport, and Twisp. You can log on to our website at ncwlife.com, where we have just posted the dates and locations for those listening tour meetings. Well, if you live in close proximity to those areas burned by recent wildfires, there are some things you need to be aware of after the fire is out. The over 41,000 acres of forest lands scarred by the Cougar Creek fire could be vulnerable to problems later this fall during the rainy season. Annie Schmidt with Chelan County Fire District 3 offers some timely advice on how you can protect yourself and your property from damage going forward.
Hi, my name is Annie Schmidt, and I'm the Public Information Officer with Chelan County Fire District 3 in Leavenworth. Today we wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about the impacts to homeowners, landowners, and residents who live adjacent to or downstream from recently burned areas. So if that sounds like you, if you are renting a home, owning a home, spending time in an area that was recently burned, you need to be aware of the hazards that can exist post-wildfire. So for those people who are downstream or next to a steep slope that was impacted, you can expect for the next 5 years to be at a little bit of an increased risk for debris flows, flooding, mudslides, and other fire-related post-fire slides off of those hillsides. And so it's really important that we do three things. One, we want you to be aware of the risk. You need to understand what evacuation areas are available to you, how to get out of your home or drainage quickly and safely, and spend some time listening to the National Weather Service NOAA Weather Radio. If you don't have one in your home, get one. That can be one of your first and best lines of defense. Two, we want to make sure that you contact your insurance company. Not everyone who lives in the uplands is covered for floods or debris flows, but if you are adjacent to those areas that have been impacted by wildfire, you need to call your insurance company and see what kind of coverage you have and whether or not it's appropriate to increase that coverage. The third thing that you can do as a landowner or homeowner is try to reduce or mitigate those risks by taking some actions around your home. In our area, landowners can call Cascadia Conservation District or visit them at their website, cascadiacd.org, and they can come out and take a look at your property and recommend mitigation actions. You want to keep those culverts clean, make sure that your heavy outdoor furniture has been moved inside or is secured, and make sure that you are paying attention, as we mentioned, to those weather impacts and potential weather. So call Cascadia, get some help, mitigate your risks, pay attention to what's going on around you, and please, if you do encounter floodwaters or debris flows, don't try to drive through it. Turn around and seek higher ground. Thanks.
And thanks to Annie Schmidt with Chelan County Fire District 3. She's also a part of the Chumstick Wildfire Coalition, and they're a wealth of information on how you can protect your property from future wildfires through fire-safe practices and how to protect yourself after the fire is put out. Again, as of Monday afternoon, the Cougar Creek fire was reported to be 45% contained. Really encouraging news. Evacuation levels have been lowered on both sides of the fire in the Entiat and Chumstick valleys. Managers say the fire threat to residents has diminished significantly, in their words, over the past 2 days due to the construction of a solid fire line along much of the western edge of that fire facing the plain area. The number of firefighters assigned to the fire has also been reduced now to 526 from a high of about 1,000 crew members who are now being reassigned to other fires. So hopefully the Cougar Creek fire now in its death throes. You'll still see a lot of smoke coming out of the interior due to some pockets of unburned fuel there, but again, a lot of mop-up work going on, and hey, still a lot of work on that northern flank too that it's kind of remote and inaccessible for firefighters, but it's looking really encouraging, I think, up there on that fire right now. And similar news coming out of the Okanagan, although they're being buffeted by some winds up there, and so that could cause some problems. But all in all, thank you to all the firefighters out there who've been putting in a lot of hours and a lot of work this summer.
It's miserable work.
It is. It's grunt work, I call it.
It's grunt work, yeah.
Definitely.
It's like this show, really.
We make sausage, but
And she brought up an interesting point. We kind of don't think about it. Kind of once the fire season is over and we get closer into September and October and start getting a little bit of rain, it gets cooler and we get through the fire season. What the fires that occur during the summertime, what it does to the watershed, we don't really think about that a lot. But
I think we
trees
found
are
out a lot
essential to
about
hold the
it,
soil in,
especially up in the high country
Sure.
with that Jack Creek fire last year and the impacts it had on 8 Mile Lake. So we know what can happen and the potential for damages. So, hey, a little ounce of prevention now is a good idea.
It is 20 minutes after the hour. One quick little note before we move on to the next thing. I was reading the Yakima Herald last night, and they had a very interesting article on the Yakima Speedway. It's been around for a long time, 60 some odd years, same owner for all these years. It's for sale.
Huh.
It's been for sale for a while. It's over 40 acres right along I-82. If you've driven to Yakima, you see it. You can't miss it. It's right there. And he's looking to sell it. He listed it for like $10 million. Couldn't sell it. He's dropped the price now to $9 million. He's getting up there in years. This year he leased it out to 2 racing enthusiasts to keep the speedway running. They cut way back on their schedule so they could hopefully make a profit. They didn't make a profit. They got a couple more races this year, but unless things significantly change, the Yakima Raceway is going to go away. And it's going to go by the way of the Ephrata Raceway, which is gone. And Tri-Cities doesn't have a track anymore. Which got me to think about how lucky we are that we have the WVSO. Now, I don't go to the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval a lot, maybe one race a year, because I enjoy it, the smell of the burning rubber and the crowds and the gasoline. It's fun. But we need to remember that we got some cool things here, and one of them is the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval, which is still going fine. It's going great guns.
It is, yeah. They consistently get big crowds up there for those races, but. I don't know. Maybe it can be repurposed down in Yakima for like a roller derby rink or something.
Yeah.
Maybe, huh?
Maybe. Yeah. I got some friends who need that, but nobody wants to see this thing go the way of the drive-ins.
No.
I mean, Yakima. It's strange. Yakima is twice the size of Wenatchee. The Yakima Valley is twice the size of Wenatchee, if not more. They don't even have a year-round skating rink.
No.
And we got one, and they don't. They have one skating rink. It's privately owned, and it has to be cold enough for them to make ice and keep ice.
Yeah.
It's remarkable in that respect. And now they could very easily lose their half-mile racing oval.
Well, your buddy and my old buddy Kelly Hart, used to do the track announcing. I think at where's it, the Evergreen Speedway?
Yeah, and at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval, and he's still a racing nut. So
yeah,
and it's hey, we got the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. And it's bucking the trend.
Yeah.
And we'd like to see that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well,
anyway.
There's one community's loss is another's gain, and maybe, we'll see some increased publicity for our local racetrack. Yeah.
Keep up the good works up there at the WVSO.
Absolutely.
It is 23 minutes after the hour. The news with Grant Olson comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10. You can consume your news for what happened on this Tuesday. We'll let you know in a nice little half-hour package. You can also watch it on our Facebook page and on our website. And our Facebook page and our website are 2 of the many ways you can get a hold of us.
That's right. ncwlife.com. Put these up on your refrigerator, okay? These are the numbers to call if you see news happening. First of all, our breaking news hotline is 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. You can contact us on our website at ncwlife.com. Also, a good way to talk to us is through social media, Facebook page, Twitter. And finally, our email, our address at news@ncwlife.com. That'll get to all of us, and hey, let us know what's on your mind.
Sports is coming up. Pretty serious news for the Seahawks. Their all-pro linebacker, KJ Wright's going to have knee surgery. That's the last thing we need.
Oh, no.
Also, Marco Gonzalez, the former Apple Sock,
So he's out.
is going on the deal. KJ Wright's going to miss some time, according to Pete Carroll. How much, we don't really know yet. Depends on how the surgery goes. And now Marco Gonzalez, the former Apple Sox and Mariner pitcher, is heading over to the DL right in time for a critical series coming up this weekend. They got Oakland in Oakland for a 4-gamer.
I thought they're in San Diego.
Yeah, I'm talking about this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're in Oakland for a 4-game series. That's huge.
Yeah, it
And they're not
is.
gonna
I'm
have
afraid.
Marco, so.
Well, even Oakland's starting to falter, I think,
Yeah.
and I think it's going to go back to where it was last year. I think Astros are going to win the whole thing.
Yeah, well, they've been there, they've done that, and
Yeah.
that says a lot.
Yeah.
It really does. Sports is coming up next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live here from Studio One in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
And welcome back to this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. 58 degrees outside of our studios, high of 86 with quite a bit of sunshine. Good looking day today. Well, it's out. Our fall sports prep schedule for the NCW Live channel is available for you to peruse on our website. Over the next 3 months, we're going to be bringing you 21 live high school sports right here on the NCW Live channel. We'll be featuring Wenatchee Eastmont football, Wenatchee Eastmont girls soccer, and Panther and Wildcat girls volleyball. It all begins this Friday night. It's Eastmont and Wilson High out of Tacoma. They'll be kicking off the football at 7 o'clock at Wildcat Stadium in East Wenatchee. Grant Olson and Mickey White will have all the action beginning with the pregame show at 6:45. Looking forward to that. Our first soccer broadcast is the following Thursday. Eastmont will host Kashmir, 6:30 there. Eric Grandstrom and Matt Wiesen will have the call on that one. Our first volleyball match with Eric and Leanne Branham will be Thursday, September 20th. That's when Davis plays at Wenatchee. And for a complete listing of our fall sports schedule, go to our website, ncwlife.com. We also just shared the link on our Facebook page, and you'll be able to check that out this morning as well. We're ready to go. We love covering the local high school kids. As we mentioned before our break, tough news out of Seahawks training camp. KJ Wright is going to have knee surgery. Pete Carroll made that announcement yesterday.
He had a scope job. After the game, he didn't get hit or anything. He didn't have an episode. Just felt that maybe something wasn't quite right. We took a good look at it, and so we're going to do a scope job and get him back really quick.
How many weeks?
Don't know.
Opener.
I don't know that.
So we're keeping our fingers crossed. Everybody is on a smooth recovery for KJ Wright. He's a Pro Bowler, you know, so they're going to continue to prepare. They got their last preseason game Thursday night against the Oakland Raiders. Carroll says he and his staff, after reviewing game film from last weekend's loss at Minnesota, still pretty pleased with the team's performance.
Our guys went on the road, traveled really well. We handled it, played up the whole time. We ran and hit the way we like to. Our effort in the special teams was outstanding. Bunch of big hits. The thing that just didn't happen again is we didn't get the football, you know, and so it makes it a hard game. We give it up once, and it's the difference in the game. So, so we learn those. We know those lessons. We hate keeping continuing to repeat it, but really liked the whole shift by our mentality. I think everybody relaxed and played football and played together and really energized each other in the way that this game's supposed to be played. So that's a real good outing for us.
Carroll says he's a huge proponent of the new NFL rule that keeps the roster limit to 90 players until after the final preseason game. So as a result, the Seahawks, after Thursday night's game against Oakland, they're going to have to get together and make a lot of decisions. The Seahawks in Oakland CenturyLink Field Thursday night. Former Wenatchee Apple Sox and current Seattle Mariner pitcher Marco Gonzalez on the 10-day disabled list. He has a cervical muscle strain in his neck. That doesn't sound very good. Gonzalez has, of course, struggled in his last 4 outings. He had a strong first 4 months of the season. He was supposed to start tomorrow in San Diego. The Mariners haven't made the announcement regarding his replacement in the lineup, but they did recall outfielder Guillermo Heredia from AAA Tacoma to take Gonzalez's spot on the 25-man roster for the series that begins today down in San Diego. Speaking of what, Seattle and the Padres, this quick little 2-game interleague series. First pitch 7:10. Felix Hernandez back in the rotation. Of course, he had a brief stint in the bullpen. Hernandez is 8-11, a 5.64 ERA. The Mariners' bats will face the Padres' Jacob Nix. He's a rookie. He's 1-2 on the year. ERA 6.17. First pitch 7:10. Mariners idle last night, but the two teams they're chasing in the American League West played each other. There's a Les Schwab scoreboard. Alex Bregman and Tyler White combined for 6 hits, 2 homers, and 8 RBIs. The Astros erupted for 5 runs in the third and 6 in the eighth. They crushed Oakland 11-4. It was Houston's 6th consecutive win, and it puts the Astros 2.5 games in front of the A's in the American League West. The Mariners trail Oakland for the final wild card playoff spot by 4.5 games. And there's the Colorado and LA score. They combined for 9 runs in the 8th inning. The two teams did, but it was LA's 5 spot in the bottom of the frame that meant the difference. Angels win 10-7. The win snaps LA's 6-game streak, I'm sorry. 30 minutes after the hour, let's do the obscure holiday of the day today. Today is Bow Tie Day. There you go. The annual holiday that celebrates the elegant fashion accessory worn by men and a few women at formal occasions. Back in the day, the bow tie was always considered something that you wore formally with a tuxedo. You didn't wear it as casual attire. You put the bow tie on for the really big events with a really nice tuxedo. It's not the case anymore. A lot of men and women use the bow tie as their daily attire. If their profession, or if they simply like to wear a tie when they're out and about, the bow tie is back. For a lot of people, it never really went away. Famous bow tie wearers includes Sir Winston Churchill, Bill Nye the Science Guy. His bow tie was kind of his signature. Fred Astaire always wore a bow tie. Retired Supreme Court Justice John Paul Stevens, that was one of his favorite things, to wear the bow tie. Elon Musk wears a bow tie quite often. And of course, Richard Sherman, the former Seahawk, is and now a San Francisco 49er, is an aficionado of the bow tie. He even has a YouTube video to show guys how to tie a bow tie, which is a lot more complicated than tying a regular tie. I tried it. I have a clip-on bow tie. Saves time. 32 minutes after the hour. Today in history. Happy 120th birthday to Pepsi Cola. That's the birthplace of Pepsi Cola, right over my left shoulder. That's the plaque anyway. August 28th, 1898. 120 years ago, Caleb Bradham invented the carbonated soft drink that would later be called Pepsi Cola. Pepsi began being sold in the 12-ounce bottle in 1936. It began to outsell Coke, and Coke said, I guess we better put our product in the 12-ounce bottle as well. They eventually did. Happy 120th birthday to Pepsi. August 28th, 1955, 63 years ago, Emmett Till, 14 years old, murdered, brutally murdered by Roy Bryant and J.W. Millaham after allegedly whistling at Bryant's wife at a drugstore in Mississippi. It was, for a lot of people, the beginning of the civil rights movement. The next month, Bryant and Millaham were acquitted by an all-white jury of Till's kidnapping and murder. They were acquitted, and so Double Jeopardy attached themselves. In the next year, they gave an interview to Look magazine, both of them did, and they publicly admitted that they killed Emmett Till. Happened on this date 63 years ago. I Have a Dream. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke in Washington, D.C. The March for Jobs and Freedom. The Reverend Martin Luther King gives his famous I Have a Dream speech in Washington, D.C., August 28th, 1963. A little tidbit, a little side note to this speech. I think we're all familiar with George Raveling, the basketball coach, was a longtime basketball coach, of course, at Washington State University. George Raveling was a friend of Martin Luther King Jr., and he was also kind of a bodyguard. George Raveling's a big guy. And Martin Luther King gave his speech, and he walked away from the podium, and George Raveling said, Dr. King, the speech was still up there on the dais. He said, can I have that? He said, sure. And so George Raveling took the papers, his speech, and put it in his pocket, and he's had it ever since. George Raveling just said, many, many organizations have offered him many, many millions of dollars for the original I Have a Dream speech. And he says, nope, I'm keeping it. Probably going to give it to my kids. So if you're curious about where the speech is, George Raveling has it. And finally, August 28th, 1968. The police isn't there to prevent disorder. The police is there to create disorder, or something along those lines. Rioting takes place at the Chicago National Convention in Chicago. A brutal police crackdown happened on national television. Hundreds and hundreds of people arrested. Who did it? Not going to go there. Police overreacted. 50 years ago today, not a good day in Chicago, who has not had a lot of good days lately. And finally, at 35 minutes after the hour, let's do some birthdays, shall we? Happy birthday, sweet Lou Piniella. We love Lou. There he is. He's 75 years old today. As we all know, the Mariners have only been to the playoffs 4 times in their entire existence, and all 4 times, Lou Piniella was the manager. Sweet Lou Piniella, who, of course, for me, is a Yankee. He has 3 World Championship rings, a couple of them with the New York Yankees. The only ring he wears is his 1978 World Championship ring. Sweet Lou Piniella. 75 years old today. One of his teammates on those great Yankee teams of the 1970s, Ron Guidry, Gator, Louisiana Lightning, he celebrates a birthday too. He's 68 years old today. And his 1978 record of 25-3 still remains the all-time highest winning percentage for a starting pitcher in modern Major League history. Ron Guidry is 68 years old today. The best-selling female artist in country music history is Shania Twain, and she celebrates her 53rd birthday today. Of course, she took quite a bit of time off. She's back now on the music scene. Happy 53rd, Shania Twain. And Jack Black, this is a guy I want to hang around with a little bit. He seems like he'd be a good time. Jack Black, the American actor and comedian, is 49 years old today. Somebody should probably tell him. Hey, if you know somebody who's having a birthday around North Central Washington area, go to our Facebook page. Send us a little message, and we'll do our best to get your local celebrity's birthday on the air. Going to take a break. When we come back, everybody is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. Topic today is movies, and then Linda Haglund, the executive director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association, in studio. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Hi everyone, Brent. Hey, don't mind, we're just making a commercial here, Randall. You're okay. Hi everyone, Brent here. You're gonna love this. When you see this, come down and see us behind Nissan. I can do it. I can do it. The all-new 2018 Nissan. That's done, I'm done. We can't do it. Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee. Better performance, better...
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
You can buy fruit almost anywhere. From first off the tree to first in your hands, Lone Pine offers seasonal fruit from their farm and around the region every day. Make Lone Pine your latte stop with coffee from Blue Star Coffee Roasters and a fresh piece of fruit pie. Take a break with a friend and order a cold micro beer or a glass of Northwest wine. Bring the whole family and enjoy a Lone Pine lunch or a fresh shake in their park-like setting. Lone Pine Fruit and Espresso on Highway 97.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I was talking with a liberal the other day who was bemoaning the foils of Donald Trump. Now, suddenly, though, she said, you know, is this how you conservatives felt about Barack Obama? Well, duh. You know, it is amazing to me that people of opposing political views can't begin to accept that there are political views diametrically opposed to theirs that in the perception of others have great merits, or at least some merit. Of course, though, Trump is an idiot. Well, actually, he's not. And therefore, it's okay to hate him. And Obama did ruin this country. Oh, no, actually he didn't. So it's okay to hate him. This is how people think. Now, sorry, folks, just because someone doesn't agree with you politically doesn't make them wrong. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Moving doesn't have to be back-breaking, stressful work. And I don't want you to make a move that way ever again.
Traditionally, you would rent a truck. You would load up your stuff. You would rent a storage unit. You would transport it. And finally, you would unload your stuff yourself. You don't have to lift a finger. We bring the mobile storage unit to you. We drop it off. Then one of our trusted packers can load it for you. We come pick it up and store it securely for you. We bring it back to you. No hassle, no stress.
This is State Representative Kerry Condata inviting you to watch our new and improved 12th District 2.0 show. Now featuring more information on federal, state, and local issues in a leaner, faster format. Guest hosts John Wise and Shiloh Shower bring it all home with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Why do we call it 2.0? Because just like me, it's the stronger, faster, and lighter version of today's politics. Also available on demand at ncwlife.com.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown. And my guest today, of course, is the legendary British singer Petula Clark, making her very first appearance.
Or not.
On the, oh, I'm sorry.
Not.
It's Linda Haviland.
Good morning.
How are you?
Yes, oh no, I am not Petula Clark. Sorry to disappoint you.
Now I got all these Petula Clark songs.
I know, me too. I'll be singing it all day.
Don't sleep in the subway, darling. You brought me coffee again. Thank you.
I did.
Thank you. Talk about this real quick.
Well, Mela does a special roast for us, and it's a historic blend, and we have it for sale. But it just smells, this whole studio is kind of smelling like coffee, doesn't it? Just fresh roasted, so very cool.
Way to go. Thank you for that. I mean, this is half the reason I should have you
I know it, right, more often when you're out of coffee.
But I like to reciprocate, so I have something for you.
Oh,
These are
batteries.
2 AA batteries that don't work.
There Good, thank you so much.
Right out of my IFP.
All right, perfect. Good morning.
We were talking off camera. I was cruising through downtown Wenatchee, Washington. Historic, beautiful downtown on Sunday afternoon about 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mela was hopping.
I know.
It's hopping. Wenatchee used to go to sleep on Sunday afternoons
Not
downtown.
anymore in downtown. No, we have several stores open now and on Sundays, and then the ones that aren't typically are during the fourth quarter. Well, fourth quarter probably the December, right before Christmas, leading up. But yeah, downtown is hopping on Sundays now. I love it.
Let's talk about honoring our heroes. As people know, they do different themes on the banners that hang on the poles through downtown Wenatchee. I know you had the kids do the artwork, which was really cool.
We'll do that again sometime.
And now it's we're honoring our military heroes.
We did. I got this idea when they sent me off to a national conference, which my board should be scared when they do that because there's 4,000 other people, same crazy, drink the same beverages I do, downtown Kool-Aid, I call it. We're all just in love with downtowns, right? And so this idea came out of another community, and the idea is to, in the month of November, honor our local heroes. And that is ones who have served, currently serving. It doesn't have to be past service. It could be current because I do have a currently served. So the month of November this year and the month of November next year, you can purchase a banner to hang those 2 Novembers. Really, really fun. There are 60 banner brackets between Wenatchee Avenue, Orondo, Mission, Chelan. My hope was to get to 20. I'm close, so my appeal today is I need a couple more to get us to that magical 20. And I don't want there to be any doubt in anyone's mind that we honor those in this community that have served. I think it's a great opportunity. Yesterday, I got a one that's a great Vietnam vet. Those are great stories. And then along with this, so these banners will hang for 2 years. And then along with this, the Wenatchee World is helping us produce a Behind the Banners book to tell their stories. And it's super fun. We have one currently serving. I got my first female yesterday too, super cool. So we're going to honor our heroes in the month of November. So if anyone is interested, I need information this week, and you can reach us at wendowntown.org or call us, Facebook us, run down and grab me on the street, whatever. We want to get those.
We can do better than 20, can't we?
know,
20 is the minimum, right?
I know, right.
Why can't we do all 60? Fill them all up.
I would love to fill them all up. You know what we're finding is really interesting. The first banner sold, I personally bought a banner to honor my father. He served in World War II. What was very interesting is a good picture. That's a challenge for some of those older veterans. But his story, very private. Finding that out too about a lot of our Vietnam vets, very private about their service. And that's okay, but I want their stories. I want those pictures to hang in our downtown.
So how does this process work? Linda, I'd like to buy a banner. You give your pic. I mean, how does this whole thing?
So I need a pic, and immediately I need a picture, and then I need to know the branch they served in the years they served, 19 whatever or 2000 whatever, those actual years that they served. That is the information on the banner. The story I can get in a month or so. I'm okay with that. But then the other thing is there is a cost to this. So we're asking for $200 to hang for 2 years. Half of that goes to get the banner made. I got to get the banner made. The other half is going to go to support our local veterans and the deployed. So 100% of this money is going somewhere, not a fundraiser for us. So we want an opportunity to serve our local veterans, their families, and the ones deployed. So that money will be dispersed to do that. So that's where all the money's going. I can bill you later. I just need the information so I can get the banner made.
Are the banners two-sided? So you'll.
They are,
okay.
and here's the thing that makes people a little nervous. They're 96 by 24. They're 8 feet.
That's
banners. Those are good sized banners. It's a big banner, and you don't realize that when you're driving and look at them, obviously, because your perspective from street level. But yeah, they are 96 by 24, and the city is gracious enough to hang those for us. So the month of November, our veterans are going to feel honored in this community. I know.
Before we got a lot to talk about, but Linda, we need to talk about Dick Woods just a little bit, because he was such a big important part of the Wenatchee community. Of course, he passed away a few days ago. Condolences to Siri and his family.
Absolutely.
The Streetscape project that was done in the late 80s.
25 years ago.
Yeah, which completely transformed downtown Wenatchee from a place that you drove through on your way to someplace else to what it is now with the crosswalks and the diagonal parking and the trees and the landscaping and everything that just really beautified. Would not have happened without Dick Woods, period.
That's right, exactly.
He was the spiritual guy behind that.
Exactly, and our property owners at the time supported that effort with the local improvement district. It's a taxation form to help pay for that. So the downtown you feel when you slow down right now is because of that vision and that effort. Again, a visionary who saw what could be if you slow that 4-lane down to 2-lane and get people moving more walkable downtown directly, thanks to him. And his spirit, it's like I always say, another one is Grover Collins, Kathy Allen. Their spirit in Dick Woods will be too, remain in our downtown. I feel it all the time. Pretty cool.
And Bob Stanley, who wrote a big fat check for the Stanley Center.
Oh yeah, so. I know. Because people love downtown. It is the downtown that you love now, right?
I was a proud part of downtown for many, many years. A few months ago, I took the Possibilities tour. We took a look at some of the properties available for prospective tenants.
We did.
Had a nice chance to talk with Rory Turner and some of the more involve developers. You're going to do it again in September, right?
We are, 19th. It'll be an afternoon tour again. All the locations I can't announce yet, but I have a couple that I can announce. One of them will be what we know as the Rialto Theater. It is there on the block between Palouse and Orondo. Most currently that is vacated there is the Veterans Thrift Shop. The Rialto Theater is a great building. You can still see the dome of the theater inside. It's a fun tour. That will be on the tour. Also, the space in the Morse building that Collier will be vacating with their retirement, that will be on the tour. We have right now about 4 designated stops. There's more to come. A map will come out, and we just invite people at 3 o'clock to come join us downtown. We don't talk lease rates, we just talk buildings, and we have the conversation of what would you like to see downtown. I wish this was, I wish we had. It's your chance to, you know, have a conversation and walk. Nobody's going to pressure you for anything other than look at these great old buildings and dream with us.
Last Thursday, the Wenatchee City Council got together and said, I think we need to put a parking garage / structure in between Biosports Physical Therapy and Gold's Gym down on Worthen Street. That looks like that's going to be a go. That's got to be good news for you.
It is good news. I'd like a couple more of those if I can put my request in up, you know, a little closer, but we will take anything we can get at this point. But you know, with our current parking study, parking is, we are very fortunate. Maybe you can't park exactly in the location you hope to, right in front of the store you wish to patronize, but we have good parking in downtown. We really do.
It's funny, it's a mentality thing, I think, having to own a downtown business. You just use the analogy, people have no problems at all parking at Sportsman's Outlet at the Wenatchee Valley Mall and walking to Macy's, and yet if they can't park right in front of the business that they want to go to in downtown Wenatchee, they don't. It makes no sense to me. It's
a luxury that we have enjoyed in this community for a long time, and you're right, it is a perception. But the reality is we have lots and lots and lots of parking. We're all good.
And people are really good about letting you back out. Just, you know, show a little patience, but if you know, you got the white lights and you're backing up, and I, for one, always stop. For one thing, I don't like getting into traffic accidents. And the other thing is just the right thing to do, and I think for the most part, people do that.
I do too. I agree, totally.
Yeah. Is there a perfect downtown tenant? What would you like to see more of? Downtown is always morphing, it's always changing, it's always developing, which is always good. It's become a real hub for pretty high-end restaurants. I've eaten at most of the ones downtown, and it's always good food. So would you like to see something that complements those restaurants, stuff like that, or?
Well, we always want to see great, progressive, new businesses, right? But what we love about our downtown is it is packed full of small business, the small, brave entrepreneur that had a dream and has a business. And we're seeing a lot of younger entrepreneurs. So I think any ideal business in downtown is one that understands that downtown culture. We are very fortunate in our downtown with our wine walk coming, you'll see it again, where we have these businesses that want to participate and be an active part of their community. So when I come back in the fall when you need more coffee, I'm going to talk a little bit about a program we're going to do. It's going to be a shopper engagement program that we're going to kick off on Small Business Saturday, that Saturday after Thanksgiving, and give people a chance to visit some of these stores they may not have been in for a while and be rewarded for that. So that's all the little teaser I'm going to give you, so you'll invite me back. And then we are, when you talk about that mood and feel, off topic a little bit, I derailed, but we are currently working now to light the convention center, the Fountain Plaza, for the holidays. Thankfully, Dave Galatly, a longtime downtown supporter, bought us a brand new Christmas tree.
Oh, good.
He bought one over 10 years ago that is sick and dying, and so that will be replaced. So that tree is on its way from Oregon sometime in November, and we'll have a little party and celebrate our new Christmas tree coming in. So over the holidays, we are going to try to festive up a little bit more to maybe complement our neighbors a little further north. That
makes perfect sense to me.
It does, doesn't it?
When you go to your little junkets, you mentioned you went to this national conference, you're all trading ideas and getting ideas from each other. Do they go to you, Linda? Hey, your downtown seems to be doing all right. Most downtowns are not. quite frankly. Wenatchee's downtown is definitely there. You know when you're downtown. What do you tell them when they ask you about how Wenatchee's doing it?
Well, Wenatchee, I am fortunate to walk on a path that was forged by the Kathy Allens, by the Allison Williams, by the Diane Cornells, by the Sarah Dempseys, all these people that have gone before me to do this job. I've thankfully done this now over 7 years. But what I tell them is that we have a community that embraces small business. I think that makes it key, and that's what Main Street in downtown is about. I had the opportunity to present, to do a workshop. It's really hard to get to do one of those, so I got to do one. It was really fun in Pittsburgh. And I talked about my Meet Me Downtown campaign. It was a really fun idea that I got to share. And a good note on that is that these conferences happen in Pittsburgh. This year was Kansas City, Atlanta, Georgia. This year, next year, 2019, it's coming to Seattle.
Oh, good.
So we get to welcome the Main Street Nation nationally to our home, our state. And when we messaged that at our conference, the #1 button they wanted, so we had little samples of coffee, we had all these things that are indicative of Washington. The #1 request was Sasquatch button. So they're all coming to see Sasquatch. So we got to probably figure that out between now and next year.
Earlier on the show, I sang the high praises of the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval, which is true. I love that place. Liberty Theater. We have a downtown theater that brings people downtown. And theaters aren't downtown anymore. No. Theaters are 86ing themselves out to the suburbs and the malls. But we have a thriving...
Well, you talk about someone who loves and supports this community, Brian and Ann Cook.
Sure.
So because of the efforts of the Liberty, you can come into our downtown, you can park easily, and you can go see a movie. And then you can go have dinner, get out. Perfectly located, and they had obviously an opportunity with the second theater out on the other end of town. They had an opportunity not to do this.
Absolutely.
And
they could have just pulled up stakes and said, we're going out to Old Station.
Publicly, thank you to the Cooks. If you have a chance to see them or run into them, they're quiet. You don't really know maybe that's them. You talk about meet somebody downtown. Go thank them for the opportunity to go into those theaters and be able to go to a movie and then have dinner downtown.
All we have to do is figure out a way to get the Uptowner Hotel sign taken off the side of it.
We're not going there today. I'm not going there.
Yeah. It catches my eye as I drive through downtown.
I know, you and a lot of other people.
So, do we have time for YP Week real quick?
So really quickly, another effort that I brought back from Nationals, that this will be the second year, is my partner in this organization, Meredith Hilger. She is going to be spearheading YP Week. It is a week of engagement for young professionals. So stay tuned. They're going to have a really fun schedule. You'll have an opportunity every day that week as a young professional to engage in this community, to try some new things, to be introduced maybe to opportunities. Thank you to Confluence Health for helping us with this. So you're going to get a chance to engage if you're a young professional trying to connect in this community. Great opportunity for you. I, being an OP, an old professional, I just get to cheerlead this one because this is all her, and it's going to be super fun.
In the 1 minute we have left with Linda Hagen, the Executive Director of the WDA, let's wrap up where we began. They're honoring our heroes Military Banners Project. What do they need to do? Just get a hold of you?
We need to get a hold of me today, tomorrow, Meredith and I at wendowntown.org, 509-662-0059. Call us, run down the street, find us. We'd love to at least have 20 banners hanging. And I think once people see them and grasp the idea, next year is going to be easier. But we just really want to honor our heroes. So if you have a hero you're connected to, please let us know and we'll help you get there. We just need to get there, right?
There you go.
Perfect.
And shop downtown.
Thank you. Thank you, NCW Live TV.
I do.
Thank you for letting us come and message this way. Anytime you need coffee, I'm in.
Cool. And we'll drop by on that the Possibilities Tour come September and take a look at some of these cool, historic old buildings. You get a chance to see parts of the building that you normally wouldn't have a chance to see.
And super quick, the Port of Chelan County has given us some money, so We've been able to message this a little differently, and at the end I'll give you some food and beverage. How about that?
I like that.
All righty.
Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.